Imagine working full time, doing everything right, and still not being able to afford a home. For millions of Americans, this isn't hypothetical, it's reality. The housing market is becoming increasingly unaffordable, especially for middle class families trying to buy their first home. But while most people focus on rising home prices, there's a deeper issue happening behind the scenes. The problem isn't just about buyers, it's about builders. Developers are facing growing challenges that make it harder to build affordable housing while still maintaining profitable businesses. And this creates a powerful cycle. Developers shape housing, and housing shapes what developers can build. In this video, I will explain the key challenges driving the housing affordability crisis and present realistic solutions that can make housing more accessible in the future. To understand why housing is so expensive, we need to look at how homes are actually built. Residential development is a complex process involving many stages: land acquisition, infrastructure development, construction, materials, contractors, and financing. Each of these steps depends on the others. If one part is delayed, the entire project slows down, and delays are very costly. Developers rely heavily on loans to fund construction, which means the longer a project takes, the more interest they have to pay. Those extra costs don't disappear, they get passed on to buyers. So when construction slows down, home prices go up. Another major issue is material costs, especially lumber. Lumber is one of the most essential materials used in home construction, and its price can fluctuate dramatically due to supply chain disruptions, trade policies, and market demand. These fluctuations can add thousands of dollars to the cost of building a single home. This makes it extremely difficult for developers to predict cost and maintain affordability. As a result, many developers choose to build larger, more expensive homes because these projects offer higher profit margins and better protection against the rising cost of lumber and other materials. There's also the issue of subcontractors. Most developers don't handle every part of construction themselves. They rely on independent contractors for grading, excavation, and infrastructure. But these contractors often work on multiple projects at once. This creates scheduling conflicts, delays, and uncertainty. If one contractor falls behind, the entire project can come to a halt. Finally, the government regulations and rising land costs add even more pressure. Zoning laws often limit how many homes can be built in a given area, making it harder to create affordable housing options. At the same time, land prices in growing cities continues to rise. Together, these challenges push developers towards building high-end housing instead of affordable homes. So how can this problem be fixed? The key is not just identifying challenges, but changing how development works. The first solution is vertical integration in construction. Instead of relying entirely on subcontractors, developers can bring key parts of the construction process in-house. This includes grading, excavation, and infrastructure development. By doing this, developers gain more control over scheduling, reduce delays, and respond more quickly to unexpected problems like weather or equipment issues. This leads to faster project completion and lower overall costs. The second solution is vertical integration of materials, especially lumber. Developers can partner with or invest in lumber mills and fabrication facilities. This allows them to control their supply of materials instead of relying on unpredictable market prices. It also opens the door to prefabrication, where building components are produced in advance and assembled on site. This reduces waste, improves efficiency, and speeds up construction. The third solution focuses on financing. Even if construction costs are reduced, high interest rates can still make homes unaffordable for buyers. To address this, developers can offer in-house financing options or partner with mortgage providers. This allows them to provide lower interest rates, flexible payment plans, or incentives like closing cost assistance, sometimes offering up to $10,000 down. These strategies make homes more accessible while also creating additional revenue streams for developers. So when you step back and look at the bigger picture, the issue isn't just high prices, it's how the entire system is set up. Developers can take more control over construction to avoid delays, find smarter ways to manage material costs, and rethink how financing works for buyers. When those pieces start working together instead of against each other, building affordable housing becomes actually more realistic. And that's really the goal, not just building more homes, but building homes people can actually afford. The housing crisis is not inevitable, but solving it requires action. Developers must rethink how they manage projects. Policymakers must support smarter zoning and developmental policies, and communities must be open to change. Because affordable housing is not just an economic issue, it's also a social issue. It affects where people live, where they work, and the opportunities available to them. If we want a future where more people can afford homes, we need to support solutions that make building these homes possible. Because when housing becomes more accessible, so do opportunities.